What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the CaliKidOfficial Podcast. This is episode, I believe, 22. So let's get right into it. So we've got a couple of more updates in terms of Pop Smoke's new album. So we get the official name of the album. It's called Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon. The release date is still slated for July 3rd. And it's going to be offered in a couple of different formats. So you have the LP format, which is, for your record player. That's going to have a 5-month shipping time, and then it's going to be presented in a CD format, which will be a 2-month shipping time. And of course, those shipping times is extremely long, but that's due in part into the outbreak, so limited staffing or whatever. So I'm pretty sure that's why that is. Yeah, the album should be pretty interesting. They release one of the lead singles. I believe it's called Make It Rain. They released that last week. Is Pop Smoke and Rowdy Rebel. Pretty interesting tune. So that's pretty much the update for that. Also, in terms of music, apparently PartyNextDoor is mad at BET for not being nominated. So he pretty much took to the internet to voice his displeasures at that. So let's see what he got to say. He says, when did black entertainment television get so complex and forget PartyNextDoor is the R&B artist of our generation? Is it because I don't want to be friends? Is it because I put value in the art instead of people? Is it because it's not the popular opinion? I am BET. I am complex. And then you have other people saying, the greats in the game recognize you. Drake gave you a whole song on his album called Wednesday Night Interlude. Do you know how big that is? We gotta stop acting like Party didn't change the sound of R&B forever. We never heard beats like that on an R&B track. That paved the way for all trap soul music. Imagine me making and inspiring the greatest R&B records of our time. That's cool. You're producing these records, but when it comes to your own music, it doesn't hold up. Like the last project that you just put out, the Party Mobile, for me it was pretty lackluster. I mean, it got built up to be this amazing body of work, and for me it was pretty lackluster. So you can't get mad. I mean, you can be mad that you feel as though you're not getting the recognition that you want, but I'm pretty sure those songs that you're producing on have gotten nominated. Like that Rihanna song you did, I'm pretty sure that got put up for a variety of different nominations. But when it comes to your music doesn't hold up. Some people are better off, being behind the scenes as opposed to trying to be the artist and the producer. So, I mean, it's not too much more you can really be mad at in terms of that. But transitioning from that, I wanted to get into the actual list of nominees for the BET Awards. So we get it's set for June 28th, which is in about a little over a week. So we get that. So for best female R&B / pop artist, we get Beyonce, her, Jhené Aiko, Kehlani, Lizzo, and Summer Walker. Kehlani, she just put out a dope project. If you haven't heard it, I suggest you guys go check it out. Best female R&B and pop artist. It's like, why are they combining two genres into one? That's kind of weird. But if we talking from an R&B perspective, I would say Kehlani had the best project out of all the people up there. But they throwing in the pop aspect as well, so I don't know. They might give it to Lizzo because Lizzo, got all of those awards. So my vote would be for Kehlani to win, but it's probably gonna go to Lizzo or maybe Summer Walker. Then we get best male R&B / pop artist: Anderson .Paak, Chris Brown, Jacquees, Khalid, The Weeknd, and Usher. I would say Chris Brown, though they might give it to The Weeknd, but I would say Chris Brown. He of course, he had the Heat record, No Guidance, Undecided, Indigo. That's like 4 hit records right there, and then the visuals for Undecided and No Guidance were dope as well. So I would give that award to Chris Brown, but because his past situations, they probably gonna not give it to him for that. Then we go to best group: Chloe / Haley, City Girls, Earth Gang, Griselda, Jack Boys, Migos. Migos been quiet. Jack Boys, they put out that EP. Griselda, from what I've heard, they've been tearing it up on the rapping side. City Girls, Earth Gang, they might give it to Griselda. I've been hearing their name a lot, so it all depends on what what are they using to determine what the best group is. Is it in terms of popularity? Is it in terms of substance, subject matter? Who knows? So it might either it could go to City Girls, Griselda. It all depends on what they're using as a metric, so I can't really call it, but I would probably say Griselda or Earth Gang. Those are the two groups that have really been making a lot of noise. The other groups have been pretty much silent. Then we got a best collaboration: Chris Brown featuring Drake, No Guidance; DJ Khaled, Nipsey Hussle, John Legend, Higher; Future, Drake, Life is Good; Her featuring YG, Slide; Megan Thee Stallion featuring Nicki and Ty Dolla $ign, Hot Girl Summer; Wale featuring Jeremiah, On Chill. I would say No Guidance. I mean, Nipsey and the Nipsey, Khaled, and John Legend record, they got awarded, I believe that was last year, at the BET Awards. So I don't think they're gonna do that twice. So I would probably give that to Chris and Drake. Yeah. Then we get best male hip hop artist: The Baby, Drake, Future, Lil Baby, Roddy Ricch, Travis Scott. Roddy Ricch did make some big waves with the Box record as well as his album. Please excuse me for being antisocial. It's been charting for quite a while, so it's a possibility it might go to him. Lil Baby, his wave has been going up recently, so that's a possibility. Future, no. So I would say Roddy Ricch is most likely going to win. Then probably The Baby. Then Lil Baby. Then probably Drake, Travis, and Future. So, but most likely, I think it's probably going to go to Roddy Ricch. I mean, they even have his face in a little infographic, so it's most likely going to go to him. Then we get best female hip hop artist: Cardi B, Doja Cat, Lizzo, Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, Saweetie. Why would they put Lizzo in hip hop when she's more of an R&B singer? That doesn't make sense. They got her in the R&B pop category, and then they have her in hip hop as well, when she's not really she's not a hip hop artist. So I would say this would go to Megan Thee Stallion. She's been the most notable out of all of the other people on here. I would say in terms of actual hip hop, I think it should go to Megan Thee Stallion. Cardi B, she hasn't put out no music really. She had that one single, Press, but that was about it. Yeah, I think that should go to Megan Thee Stallion. Then we get video of the year: No Guidance, Bought by the Baby. That one was dope. Higher, Doja Cat, Say So, Megan Thee Stallion, Hot Girl Summer, Roddy Ricch, The Box. Now, this one is hard because The Box, the visual aspect of that was dope. The way they put that together. The bop was cool with the whole choreography and then introducing the Jabberwockies and stuff in there. No Guidance, the video was dope because it was like a kind of like a peace meeting between the two, because they were at odds for a while. So I can see this going to Roddy Ricch, but I also can see this going to The Baby or the No Guidance video. So those are my three choices. The other videos I've seen, they're not up to the same aesthetics as the other ones. So My first choice would probably be the Box. Then I'll probably say No Guidance, and then the Baby the Bop. So we'll just have to see with that. Then we get Video Director of the Year: Benny Boone, Cole Bennett, Dave Myers. Director X: Ife Rivera, Teyana Taylor. Probably they might get that to either Cole Bennett or Benny Boone. Cole Bennett, he does a lot of the upcoming artist videos, so it's a possibility it could go to him. Then we get Best New Artist: Danny Lay, Lil Nas X, Pop Smoke, Roddy Ricch, Summer Walker, YB, and Cordae. That's probably most likely going to Pop Smoke because he was killed prematurely, and he was pretty much the leader behind the new wave of New York hip hop. So more than likely that's going to him. Lil Nas X isn't really a new artist. He came out like a year or two ago. Roddy Ricch, he's been out for a while. Summer Walker, she's been out. YB and Cordae, he's been out. So then we get Album of the Year: Cause I Love You by Lizzo, Fever by Meg Thee Stallion, Homecoming, the live album by Beyonce, I Used to Know Her by Her, Kirk by DaBaby. I don't know, Roddy Ricch's album, it was okay to me. DaBaby has some joints on there. They might give it to one of the female artists. Best Gospel, I don't really listen to gospel, so I don't know too much about that. Best Actress: Angela Bassett, Cynthia Erivo, Issa Rae, Regina King, Tracy Ellis Ross, Zendaya. Well, Issa Rae, she got that show Insecure. Zendaya, she was on Euphoria. She also played in Spider-Man. Tracy Ellis Ross, Regina King. Who knows? They might give it to Zendaya or Issa Rae. Best Actor: Billy Porter, Eddie Murphy, Forrest Whitaker, Jamie Foxx, Michael B. Jordan, Omari Hardwick. They might give it to Omari because of his role in Power. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, has been in a lot of different films. Forrest Whitaker, he's playing the role of Bumpy Johnson in on that new show. So I can't wait for that show to come back on. But I'll probably give it to Omari Hardwick. The way he played Ghost, that mess was dope. Then we get Youngsters Award: Alex Hibbert, Asante Black. I only recognize a few of those names, so I don't know. Best Movie: Bad Boys for Life, Dolomite Is My Name, Harriet, Homecoming, a film by Beyonce, Just Mercy, Queen Slim. I'll probably say Bad Boys for Life, but they might go the Queen Slim route. Then we get Sportswoman of the Year: I.G. Wilson, Clarissa Shields, Coco Gauff, Naomi Osaka, Serena Williams, Simone Biles. I don't know, Clarissa Shields, she has been very dominant in boxing, so it could go to her. They might give it to Naomi because she's been dominating in tennis. She actually beat out Serena Williams for the Grand Slam title, I do believe. Then we get Sportsman of the Year: Giannis, Kawhi, LeBron, Odell, Patrick Mahomes, Steph Curry. Probably gonna give it to Mahomes because he won the Super Bowl. Best BET Her Award: Alicia Keys, Beyonce, Sierra, Leighton Green, Lizzo, Rhapsody, Future Beauty. The Her Award. I don't know. The BET Her Award. Who knows? Viewer's Choice Award: Chris Brown featuring Drake, No Guidance. See, that's what I'm saying. That song is gonna win one of those awards because the video treatment for that was dope. The Baby Bop, that was dope as well. Future featuring Drake. So I think this award was voted on by the fans. Megan Thee Stallion, Hot Girl Summer, The Barbs, Roddy Ricch, The Box, The Weeknd, Heartless. Again, for me, it's either The Box, No Guidance, or Bop. Best International Act: Burna Boy, Enos B, Show Mad Josie, Dave, Stormzy, Minho, Spree Nori. I don't know. Dave, he played in Top Boy, that UK drama. Who knows? I haven't barely been keeping up with the UK acts, so it might go to Stormzy. Stormzy. I know Burna Boy won the award, I think last year or the year before that. Then we get Viewers Choice Best New International Act, Rima, Sha, Celeste, Young T, and Bugsy, Hatik, and Stick. I don't know, but for the most part, the other awards, I'm pretty confident in who I think is going to win those. But that's pretty much the end of that. Once again, the awards is going to be at the end of the month on June 28th, 8/7 Central, which is a Sunday. So should be interesting because the thing is going to be virtual because you know people can't be in crowded areas like that. But moving on from that, apparently 6ix9ine has ruffled some more people's feathers and got them in their feelings. So apparently Gillie The Kid expressed his displeasure with Akon joining in with 6ix9ine in terms of music. If you don't know, 6ix9ine and Akon is working on a remix to his hit song Locked Up. And so, you know, you have a lot of people who feel as though people shouldn't associate themselves with 6ix9ine because he told on people and sent people to jail or whatever. But it's like, business is business and the streets is the streets. And for the most part, a lot of people that be in music that be talking about the streets be fabricating a lot of what they be talking about. And I don't understand why people are so upset when in the first place they say they don't really care for the dude, but every week you got somebody with his name in their mouth and then they get mad when he responds or trolls them back. So it's like, why keep bringing him up? That's the part I don't get. So this is a video right here. I guess he was talking about it on his podcast. So let's see what he got to say.
I see Akon. You know, he's remaking Locked Up.
And that was a classic in jail.
Oh shit.
That was one of our favorite songs in jail because we finally.
Well, 6ix9ine did get locked up, so it makes sense. He's just looking at it from a business perspective.
I'm locked because you locked up and you listen to the song.
21 questions with 50.
Yeah, that was the shit too. Cause you asked the chick like, would she be down? Right. All that stuff. So it was like, yeah, you know, you writing it down, baby. You know, you write that song.
But my whole thing, Quart, is how you gonna come into the game when I'm locked up? They won't let me out. They probably wouldn't let you out because the nigga told on you. Mm-hmm. This how you come in the game. How you gonna backdoor niggas like that, man? You know what I mean? Niggas in jail love that fucking record, man. You know what I mean? Niggas across the world done been through some pain, done been through some hard times, done been through all types of injustice, and they just love that song, and you gonna backdoor niggas like that? Nigga, if you gonna backdoor niggas like that, and I respect Akon, man. I respect everything you did in the music industry, but that's nigga. If you gonna backdoor niggas like that, at least make the right record, nigga. Ain't no motherfucking, I'm locked up. You in there singing with a nigga. I'm locked up, they won't let me out. No, nigga. Make the right song, nigga. I'm locked up, they gon' let me out. Bitch, they letting you the fuck out. Cause you told on a nigga. The fuck you mean I'm locked up, they won't let me out? No, they letting you the fuck out. So change the fuck up. I'm locked up, they gon' let me out.
He always ought to be over animated.
Cause I'm running my mouth, I'm locked up, they gon' let me out. Oh.
Oops, my bad. My bad. He always animated, but it's like this. Akon is let me play the rest of it, then I'll say what I gotta say.
Love that song and you want back. No, nigga. Make the right song, nigga. I'm locked up, they gon' let me out. Bitch, they letting you the fuck out. Cause you told on a nigga. The fuck you mean I'm locked up, they won't let me out? No, they letting you the fuck out. So change the fuck up. I'm locked up, they gon' let me out. Cause I'm running my mouth, I'm locked
This is stupid.
Oh,
look at Wallow, it's like, look at this
man.
man.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
Everything Styles P feel.
I bet my life to a suitcase full of shit. They can't get Styles P to rap on that motherfucking version.
You don't have to rap on it.
The type of shit you want, Akon.
He on his business tip, that's what he's on. That's a problem with people.
They don't even...
Oh, we can't say the name.
Fuck you.
Like really?
Fuck you gonna do some shit like that, man?
That's an old Negro felon spiritual.
No, it ain't, and that's a problem.
Like I know it's
the money that somebody gonna get
it don't even matter. He don't need no money, man.
Yeah.
All money ain't good money.
All
That nigga don't
money
need
ain't
no
good
money, man.
money.
That nigga buying schools and all types of shit in
Yeah.
Africa. He done built the whole fucking Africa. He don't need no fucking money. I feel like that's an old nigga missing the light, man.
Yeah.
You know, when these old niggas they so used to being in the limelight, man, when they don't get their limelight no more, man, they do anything to grasp onto that attention, man.
All he did that was smart business. You got a record called Locked Up. You got a guy who just came home from prison, albeit for him snitching or whatever. It only makes business sense. See, the problem is you have people that be in the streets and then they carry that into music and then they feel as though they have to continue living like that. And then oftentimes that mentality gets them caught back up again instead of them switching over to just being business minded. You know, Nikki, she broke it down. The streets is the streets. And if you're from the streets, you have a right to feel the way you do about the situation. And music is music. And that's how Akon's seeing it. He's looking at it from a music perspective. He already talked about how the kids of this generation aren't from the same cloth as those that he grew up with. So he's not really tripping off of that. And I don't understand, once again, I don't understand why people that don't like him, people that didn't like him, feel a need to talk about him every other week. What, y'all mad at because he told and he came home and he's prospering? It's like, what else was he supposed to do? Come home, go hide under a rock and not appear again? And you know, the forces that be are doing their damnedest to, you know, blackball him. But these same people will put, you know, records on the radio or whatever else about people admitting to killing people and stuff, and they praise people over that stuff, but a person to tell on somebody, and that's, you know, that's that's a lie, you know. So that's just crazy to me. It's like, if y'all don't like the dude and y'all don't care for the dude, keep his name out your mouth. It's that simple. Obviously y'all must be fans of him because y'all keep talking about him every other week. But moving on from that, so apparently some cloud chasers, you know, went on Instagram showing that they broke into one of NBA Youngboy's properties and I guess made off with some items and are basically trying to extort them for 30 racks or whatever. And NBA basically confronts them on Instagram like, this is the generation you live in, a bunch of clout chasing goofy shit. Like, first of all, you have your face on camera in the act of committing a crime. People act as though the police don't watch, you know, social media. So this shit is dumb. So this is the first part of the incident or whatever. So I guess they're in his garage at one of his properties.
Big young boy shit, man.
Goofy. Your boy shit, man. Fucking goofy. Okay, you got the keys to his car. And if he would have drove off in that shit, there's nothing for him to activate the low jack system. Goofy. People are so dumb. Just like those rioters breaking in the store stealing phones, like they can't activate the location on them. Like, people, what? Some people, like, just dumb shit.
And Youngboy shit. And Youngboy shit taking his shit, nigga.
We need 30K for everything back. Y'all asses is some bombs. And y'all fucking stupid.
Hey, YB, nigga. Fuck your crib, nigga. I'm coming for all that shit. On the guys. We taking everything, bitch.
Well, you just record yourself committing a crime, so once the police see that, they're gonna be facing charges.
Don't turn me down, bitch. What she said? Don't turn me down, bitch. What you on, folks? Don't turn you down. Yeah, man. What you on, folks? What you mean what I'm on?
They hide in their
What
face
you on, nigga? What
when
the
their
deal
face is already
what?
out there.
What up? You wanna buy your shit back? What? You ain't get shit, you flunked out ass little nigga. I'm trying to see where you at. You dumb motherfucker. What you got? $20 out of car? Nah, nigga. You know what we got, nigga. Stop that cap. Man. You capping, bro. They gonna believe anything you niggas say. Start my car. I just took a picture in the same car today with my little boy. You bitch ass niggas on this bitch like y'all stole. I'm gonna kill you.
Well, if the police don't catch you, I'm pretty sure NBA is gonna catch them, and they're gonna wish they didn't do that. That's just dumb. Like, I don't understand people don't think they just do shit. Oh my god, I'm in NBA shit. Look, I'm in NBA shit. We want 30K. Y'all people are so fucking stupid. Like, why? They do anything for clout, like they say, boy. But moving on from that, so the officers who were involved in the killing of Rayshard Brooks have been charged. Devin Brosnan is one of the officers. He was charged with aggravated assault and 3 counts of violation of oath. And then Garrett Rolfe is the guy who actually discharged his firearm. He's been charged with felony murder and 10 other charges, one of which being assault with a deadly weapon. The interesting thing about this case is that Rolfe has had a history of being involved in instances like this. There was apparently an incident in 2015 where he discharged his weapon, but apparently that was never written in the report, so it's kind of looking like a cover-up. And then there's been other instances where filings of misconduct have been placed against him. So I don't know. Shit is crazy. It's like every week something stupid is going on. And then you got people being lynched and people claiming that these lynchings are suicides. These lynchings ain't suicides. We already know what's going on. It's a war against us. And then it's crazy. It's like every week is something. Even though the activist, they found the killer for her as well. Apparently she got picked up by some guy who offered to let her shower at his place. And then according to him, when she got out the shower, she was asking for ecstasy. When he didn't give it to her, she bit him and called him a fat N-word, and then that's when he proceeded to kill her. So it's so much hateful stuff going on in the world. Like, the entire world needs a cleansing, needs a spiritual cleansing, because it's like stuff is just getting worse and worse and worse. But continuing into this case, it says so he was fired and Brosnan was put on administrative duty. Brosnan was the guy who didn't discharge his firearm. Rolfe was fired. Rolfe is the guy that fired his firearm. It says an investigation found this isn't the first time Rolfe was investigated by the department for improper use of force involving a firearm. Rolfe joined the Cadet Academy in 2013, received 2,000 hours of training. While investigating his background, went through a previous investigation where Rolfe was one of the officers chasing down kidnapping suspects. We're going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot your ass. I'm going to shoot your ass. I'm going to fucking shoot you, yelled Rolfe, deploying his taser multiple times, missing a suspect. A person speaking like that in the heat of the moment shows that there's something wrong upstairs. For me personally, exclusive video from 2016 investigation where another officer heroically saved the life of one of the kidnappers shooting him. In this incident, all suspects were successfully convicted. There was no wrongdoing on part. But Friday's shooting is a 12th time Atlanta Police Department's Office of Professional Standards has investigated Rolfe. That right there, that's crazy. So prior to this, there was 11 instances of him being in the wrong. So after the first couple of instances, he should have been removed from active policing duty. and have been given a desk job or reassigned or whatever, or disciplined. And this is what happens when things aren't curtailed or caught. When they happen, it festers, and then, there's an incident that, creates widespread outrage and uproar. 4 of the complaints were filed by citizens between 2015 and 2018. One of those complaints was not sustained, and he was completely exonerated in the other 3. October 2017, APD issued a written reprimand to Wolf after Internal Affairs sustained an allegation of improper use of force involving a firearm. Reveals aggressor interviewed the Police chief of Atlanta steps down from a position. I've seen a lot of stepping down going on. It's like these officers are stepping down because they're being ridiculed for the way that they conduct themselves in the line of duty. Like, that right there speaks to the problem with the system in the first place. You get caught for mistreating and not doing things properly, and you mad because you're being called out for it, and because your departments are being defunded. There needs to be repercussions, and that's the problem. A lot of stuff continues to go on and on and on, and then there's no reprimand or repercussions to curtail the situations, and then you have one big incident that happens, and then it explodes into a whole bunch of other different things, when all this could have been prevented if there were things put in place for the people involved in these different instances to be held accountable. The mayor said this was now former chief's personal decision. 8 officers have resigned in recent weeks. Yeah, that's another thing. Like, the officers in Atlanta have been calling in sick because of officers being arrested for not conducting themselves properly in the line of duty. It's like, some people might not want things to get better, but for the most part, if things are expected to get better, then changes have to be made. You can't continue going on the way things are and not expect a situation to erupt, because people have been getting mistreated forever, and it's pretty much boiled up to the point to where people is tired of it, and that's why you having protests pretty much everywhere around the world. There's protests going on, whether it's because governments mistreating their people, the police mistreating people, or whatever. But so moving on from that, Trump is set to sign an executive order in terms of police reform. So the first, it's been broken down to a couple of sections. So the initiative, it says Merritt will be at the signing. Merritt is the attorney who's representing the families of both of them, Gene and Antoine Rose, both of which are people who were killed by the hands of police. It says, has revealed that Trump will sign off on a new executive order that lays down new police reform initiatives. Merritt will be at the signing and to testify before Senate this week. He revealed that Trump will also meet with several black families who have been affected by police brutality. Trump has made it to the West Coast. There were a couple of hangings out here, one in Palmdale and another in Victorville. Initially, it was ruled a suicide, but I'm pretty sure both of those guys were targeted by some type of, hate group. And, it's ironic that you have these hangings all of a sudden propping up in different places throughout the country, and they're trying to rule these things off as suicides. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's something deeper than that, and hopefully the truth is brought to the light. But so basically, the 5 sections says number 1, a statement acknowledging that some law enforcement officers have gravely misused their authority and have caused communities, and particularly black communities, to mistrust them, which is true. That's been going on forever. In order to establish a national certification and credentialing system for law enforcement agents. In order to create a federal database to track officers accused of wrongdoing, like excessive use of force. That does need to happen, because I've heard about one of the I think police departments somewhere within the U.S. were trying to destroy records of police misconduct or something crazy like that. The fourth one, it says a directive to the Secretary of Health and Human Services to work on encouraging police departments to involve mental health officials when dealing with issues of mental health, homelessness, and addiction. 5. A directive to encourage Congress to pass legislation related to policing. Democrats and the Congressional Black Caucus introduced the Justice and Policing Act last week. I mean, it's good that he's doing this, but it also looks as though he's doing things so he can try to get reelected. He's changed his stance on a lot of things that he was very critical of in the past. So we'll see what happens with that. But moving on from that, in terms of TV, the show For Life has been green-lighted for a second season, so that's dope. If you don't know, it's about the story of this guy who was falsely accused of drug-related charges, and basically he became a lawyer and secured his own freedom. His name is Isaac Wright Jr., and the character is based off of him, and the character's name is Aaron Wallace. The guy, he before playing on For Life, he was on the show Top Boy as well. So it's cool that it's being greenlit for a second season. Ain't no telling when film is gonna start back up. I know some shows have been easing back into production, but ain't no telling because it's different for different cities in terms of the restrictions and whatnot. So there's that. And then we've also gotten word that Jamie Foxx will be playing Mike Tyson in a biopic. If you don't know Jamie, he's played the biopic of Ray Charles, which was probably one of the best films in terms of biopics and films in general that he's done and that I've seen. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna knock this one out the park. So this is a video of him basically talking about it.
Shock. It's like, yeah, I know that they need money and ratings, but like, yeah,
It's money. At the end of the day,
so sad.
we have to turn our backs on some of this. When you look at media, you know, this is.
I mean, that's why we're doing this. Honestly, I find it like more refreshing to get. I mean, look, I'm not reaching an audience of CNN or Fox, but honestly.
So right now they're just talking about what
conversation
everything that's been going on and how they're probably like
community
mentally
and
drained from
friendship
talking about
and
it.
trust of
I know I am, and like
So
I've been
moving
talking
on to a
about
brighter subject, 'cause we only have like 5 minutes.
like the same hot topics in
as a
terms of
super
police
fan of
brutality
Mike
and stuff for
Tyson,
like
you
the
did a little
past 4 to
imitation
5
earlier.
weeks.
I'm
So
not
it's
gonna
like
make you do it now, but you
mentally
can if you want,
exhausting.
obviously. But so I saw Mike a year ago at his ranch, and I said, "The Tyson movie happening?" He goes, "I think so." And then I saw you a couple weeks or a month later, and you're like, "I don't think it's gonna happen."
Yeah.
Now I think it's gonna happen again. But can you just give me a definitive yes? And
It's a
when
definitive-
and how is it going?
It's a definitive yes, and
Right.
the reason that it's a yes because look, doing biographies is a tough thing. Sometimes it takes 20 years to get them done.
Yeah, because you gotta get approval and all that stuff, especially if the guy is dead and you have to find out who owns the estate and all that.
Excellent news, by the way.
What it is, because you know most times people do like, you know,
Oh,
I met Mike
woman.
Tyson in the weirdest way. I was on stage doing stand-up years ago, and I get to my Mike Tyson joke. I was a young dude, like 22. I get to my Mike Tyson joke, and nobody claps, nobody laughs. You know why? Because Mike
He was
on.
there.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
with
when Mike was
that. I'm with
knocking
that
my
one.
Him want to get punched out by Mike Tyson.
Yo, Mike is in here. I was like, oh shit. I was like, you know, gas. It was immediate. And then some black girl was in the front like, what you gonna do, Jamie? You scared? You gonna do your joke? I said, shut the fuck up, right? And then the dude yelled out, said, yo, Mike said do the joke. But that shit better be funny. And I was like, oh shit. So the crowd was him, and they're looking at me. I do the joke. I get a standing ovation. Mike runs up on me. There he is. Come here, you crazy motherfucker. Come here.
Imagine if the joke wasn't
So I
funny
started
and
hanging out
you
with
get
Mike
knocked out by
Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
I
That
got
shit
a
is
chance to see
crazy.
Mike in two different ways, 2 different lives. I saw him at the height of his career, and then when things got bad, when things got bumpy, I also saw him as well. So what I'm excited about the movie is to show those moments of the different Mike. When I called Mike a couple of years ago and said, Mike, how you doing? He says, oh, praise to Allah, my brother, I'm just happy. So why you happy? I'm just happy because I have crazy amount of money anymore, so don't have any vultures around. Nobody can take anything from me. So I'm just happy.
Listening to Mike's podcast, it seems as though that's something that he's constantly battling. Like
everybody evolves. Everybody comes from a good or a bad place. And I think when we lay the layers on
Like
Mike
that
Tyson
monster
in this
inside
story,
of him, he's constantly battling
I
that.
think everybody from young and old will be able to understand this man's journey and the way we'll place it. And then just the technology of how I'm gonna look, I guarantee you people will run up on me in the street and ask for autographs and think that I'm like,
Yeah, because he got the voice impression
you know,
down,
obviously
and then he
did
showed
the Ray
photos
Charles
of him
story,
like
won the
actually
Oscar
getting
for it,
chiseled to
and you
play
had
him
the
as well.
privilege of being with Ray Charles. He was still alive at the time, and I know that it was very meaningful. Are you preparing in a similar way to that? Music, sports, whatever, but how are you preparing to be Mike?
What I'm doing is right now is changing the body. So now what I do every other day, I do 60 pull-ups. We do 60 dips. We do 100 push-ups. We do this. It's changing the body. Top half. I ain't got no legs, so I ain't gonna.
Yeah, because he had that.
I ain't got no calf muscle, so we're gonna have to get some prosthetics for that.
Some prosthetics. Or you could just get a squat bar and do some squats. That's how you build the calf muscles up, but ain't no telling.
We're changing the body, and I'm gonna show you something. This is an exclusive. In changing the body, we will be 216 pounds when we shoot, and then we balloon to 225, 230, which will look like 250 on screen.
Jesus.
And
because Jamie's not a big dude, so that's a lot of weight to put on.
Of what I look like.
So yeah, you see chisel right now.
So now
it looks like young Mike right there.
Young Mike, and here's the other one. There we go. We on our way.
Incredible.
So once that happens,
so yeah, that's pretty much that. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. A lot of movies that was scheduled to debut this year has pretty much been pushed back a year or so. So hopefully all this coronavirus stuff is over after this year. Hopefully, I mean that's the goal. But moving on from that, apparently the actor that was on that 70s show has found himself in some serious trouble. So, former 70s show actor Danny Masterson, better known as Hyde, has been accused and charged with rape from several different people. His bail has been set at $3.3 million. The allegations stem from incidents that have been allegedly happening between the years of 2001 and 2003. The reason why the case is just now getting a footing within the courts right now is because it's been reported that there's been some kind of like roadblocking by the Scientology church, and if you know about them, you know that they've been involved in a variety of different instances. So it says actor and Scientologist Danny Masterson has been officially charged with 3 counts of forcible rape for incidents that occurred between 2001 and 2003. His victims have come forward in a joint statement. The news broke on Wednesday, June 17th, that Masterson, best known for his role as Hyde on That 70s Show, had been arrested in LA on charges of forcible rape against 3 different women. He has been accused of raping a 23-year-old in 2001, a 28-year-old in 2003, and a 23-year-old between October and December 2003. Since we were victimized and raped by Danny Masterson, and knowing we are not the only victims, all we have wanted was justice, accountability, and truth. Instead, we were subjected to continued harassment, embarrassment, and re-victimized by Masterson and the Church of Scientology. The Church of Scientology is nothing more than a cult, pretty much. One person that was part of that church, Leah Remini, she pretty much exposed, the inner workings of them, and that's why she left. And she also co-signed him getting arrested because she's familiar with the way they operate. So I don't know what's what, but the truth is going to come out in court, and if he's guilty of that, punish him to the fullest extent of the law. If he's not, then it is what it is. But it's like situations like this is always unfortunate because it's like, why? Like some people get positions of power and then they abuse that power. So we just gonna have to wait and see what happens with this. But it's unfortunate that things like this have to even be discussed. But yeah, this is her talking about it. Finally, victims are being heard when it comes to Scientology. Praise the Lord. This is just the beginning, Scientology. Your days of getting away with it is coming to an end. Yeah, she left 7 years ago. She documented, her experiences in her docu-series called Scientology in the Aftermath on A&E, which you probably could watch it for free on A&E because they've been posting some of their episodes for free. I've been watching that 60 days in, which has been crazy, but I might watch this as well. But moving on from that, the NBA is set to pick back up again towards the end of July. There's been a little bit of hesitance by the players because they feel as though, some of them feel as though playing basketball might take away from the fight that we're currently in with everything that's going on in the country. Some players are ready to play, most of them are. Some of them want to boycott. And then in this instance, some of the staff of the NBA teams feels as though this is going to be a cesspool of tampering going on because you're going to have all the teams involved in the playoffs all in one area, and of course you can have players meet up in their hotel rooms and discuss probably partnering up with one another and backdoor deals in that nature. So that's one of the worries with this. Another weird thing is they got these rings that they're going to be giving players that's supposed to track whether or not someone has a coronavirus and their temperature and stuff like that. So there's that as well. But it says, according to Ethan Strauss of The Athletic, there are many staffers around the league who are well aware of what's going to go down in the Orlando hotels. One employee even referred to it as Tamper-palooza. At the end of the day, there won't be anything stopping players from mingling and making their own little packs. If you're a superstar player who wants to recruit some free agents, the bubble city is the best time to do it. If Adam Silver really wants to crack down, he's going to need to have some informants on his side. And we're not entirely sure that's going to happen. I mean, it's not really much you can do. If players decide they want to play with one another, there's not really much you can do. But if you actually get coaches getting involved, then I think that's when the tampering charges could possibly be investigated. We also get Jamal Adams. He's mad about his contract with the Jets. He's in the last year of his contract, and he pretty much wants to renegotiate. And he's pretty much demanded a trade because he feels as though he's not getting what he's worth in New York. So a few of the teams that I've heard he wants to be traded to, the Ravens, the Eagles, the Texans. I think it said the Cowboys as well. So, but this is his statement right here. Let me read it for you guys. It says, I have time this morning. Do y'all just speak without understanding what y'all are typing or not? Oh, I see what this is. I deserve to be paid, but when I ask to be taken care of, I'm being that guy, huh? What does Pat have to do with me? Pat is about to get 40 to 60 M's a year. Well deserved. That's my guy, but don't compare me to quarterbacks if you aren't paying me quarterback money. Shit, if I was about to get 40 plus, you wouldn't hear a damn word from me. Laughing out loud, for real, for real. Don't use a pandemic excuse. CM22, which is Christian McCaffrey, he plays for the Panthers, got paid not too long ago. Well deserved. Great fan of mine. You're lost, my guy. I'm going to protect myself just like an organization will look out for themselves at the end of the day. And if you guys don't respect that, cool. It's all up. Maybe it's time to move on. So this is what players do when they're frustrated with contracts and they want more money. They threaten trades or holdouts or whatever. But you got to honor your contract. I mean, if you've outplayed your contract, I can see. But from what I've read, I don't think he really did that well in terms of his season. I think he did go to the Pro Bowl, but if you deserve the money, you should get the money. If you don't deserve the money, then you shouldn't get the money. I mean, it is what it is. He feels he should be paid a certain amount, so he's gonna stick to it. The owners of the team feels that he's worth a certain amount, so they gonna stick to that. The only thing that's gonna get anything done is if both sides sit down and meet somewhere in the middle If they can't meet in the middle, then, you know, you're going to get traded. And more than often than not, the organization is going to trade you somewhere where they're going to get the most bang for their buck. And it might end up shooting you in the foot. But it is what it is. It says he wants to be traded to a contender that can help win a Super Bowl with. Well, I mean, I guess, you know, players is always, again, man, Bill O'Brien is about to offer them Deshaun Washington 2 first-round picks. They stupid. Yeah, because the Texans, they made a deal that was very one-sided in terms of DeAndre Hopkins. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Hopefully things work out in his favor. If it don't, then hey, it is what it is. So the next season of Hard Knocks is going to feature the two teams that pretty much went to LA, the San Diego Chargers, which is now the Los Angeles Chargers, and the St. Louis Rams, which is now the Los Angeles Rams. They're going to be sharing a stadium together, much like the Giants and the Jets do on the East Coast. So they're going to be the next two teams on Hard Knocks, which will be interesting. But usually the teams on Hard Knocks tend to not do well, which is interesting. That's probably one of the reasons why Belichick banned Hard Knocks from trying to recruit them to be on the show or whatever. That should be interesting. Oh, August 11th, huh? So that's in about 2 months. We're going to be getting the next season of Hard Knocks. So that should be interesting. But that's going to pretty much do it for this week's podcast. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like, comment, share this podcast. Make sure you guys check out my new album, Euphoria. That's available on all platforms. I also have a merch store, which you guys can check out as well. If you want to see the visual portion, head on over to my YouTube channel. If you're on the YouTube channel, appreciate you for watching on there as well. And happy Juneteenth to everyone, and good health to everyone. And until the next podcast, peace.